Good afternoon, my friends. Yes, it's afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Welcome to welcome back if you're my subscriber, and if you're new here, I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming to visit with me for a little while. I'm Bernadine, and my channel's name is How the Hook Turns, and I live in West Texas, kind of on the high plains, rolling plains. I'm not sure what they call it out here, but not too far from Lubbock. So welcome. We're having a windy type day today. So the front that went through, that's taking all the storms, we just got the wind part of it. It showered for 30 minutes the other day, yesterday or day before, Friday. Yeah, Friday, and then it was gone. So, hi, and I've got some whips on the burner, so to speak, on the hook, on the needles. I have a knitted sweater whip that I'm working on. I do knit and crochet here on the channel, and today and yesterday I'm doing crochet. So I always show the hook of the day, and today's no exception. Here is the hook of the day. It is a Furls Andromeda. It's from the Andromeda collection, the Galaxy collection. It is a pretty hook. I only have one of these. I like it, but it's not my very favorite, or I would have more than one, probably. This is an eye hook, and it's a Furls, and so that is what I'm using today. Now, I have 2 blankets in the works. The one that I showcased yesterday was my corner to corner blanket. I want to thank everybody for all your comments regarding that video. I have some new people, so again, welcome. Make sure you hit the notification button so you'll know when I upload, and give me a like, and share them if you can. And we're going to just jump right into it. So I've got my hook of the day. You could tell by my thumbnail, those are my granny square blocks that I've completed, and in front of the blocks I have some four granny square clusters that I made one square out of. Like, I think you saw it in the thumbnail. But I'm joining it with the black thread, and I am single crocheting them together on the right side, so it will be kind of a stained glass look. And I was trying to crochet up all the thread that I bought for this project. I do have this much left out of the purple, so that's what I'm working on. The rest of the colors, I've crocheted them all up. The different shades of the pale colors, and the what's the name of that? Sea glass one, and the blue, the denim blue, they're all crocheted up. All the purples are crocheted up except what I just showed you. And so this is the square I'm working on today. Well, I've been working on it. This is be my 7th square of the day. So I'm going to turn you around. First, I'm going to put you down on the table because I do believe that's better for you to see. And put y'all's heads down. Put y'all's heads down. I don't know. Can you see that? I do believe you can. Whoops. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy. So, yeah, I'm just working on this today. Let's see. Let me put you up just a little bit. Okay. Okay, I hope this is enough light. I don't want to wash it out. Let me turn this other light on, but I fear it's going to be washed out. Can you see better there? Fear not. I fear you can't. How about that? Oh no, that's not going to work. I don't know, friends. How about that? Can you see better there? Put y'all's heads up just a little bit. No. It's hard to get this thing adjusted. Maybe I should put it in front again like I have done. Alright, how's that? Hey, that might be better. Yes, friends, I think this works better. And welcome to all my yarny friends. How y'all doing? I hope y'all get a project, bring it to the computer, the phone or something, and let's work together. I have tea that I'm drinking here in this humongous mug. Yes, let me get a sip of this. I like the big mugs because I don't have to refill them that often. And it's the insulated mug like the Yeti, but this is a knockoff. I don't even know the name of it. I got it at Ollie's at a great deal, so I picked up one. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish this little bit of yarn. I don't really have that much. There's probably enough in here for 5 granny squares, maybe 6. I don't know, something like that. And so we did not make it to church today. I set the alarm for 6 o'clock, and I got up and woke my husband up. He was hard to wake up. I said, "Are we going to church today?" He said, "Well, I was thinking about it. I wanted to." I said, "Well," he said, "but do you want to?" I said, "Well, I don't really feel like getting ready." I know that's no excuse, but I'm just being truthful here. I'm getting to be a homebody. I really hate getting out, and we're going to have to be out this week. So, on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I have my appointment with the orthopedic knee surgeon for my knee replacements, a yearly follow-up. No big deal. On Tuesday, I have an 8:45 appointment with my primary care doctor as a follow-up. And it's important to keep those appointments. And then on Thursday at 11 o'clock, my husband has an appointment with that same primary care doctor. We couldn't get them together. We had tried. So we're going to be busy this week. So that's what we got ahead of us. I've got a load of not towels. I just dried a load of towels and wash rags and got them out of the dryer. And now I have a load of just our regular clothes that I just put in the dryer. So I'm going to have to go when I get finished with this video and hang and fold up. Yeah. So I was thinking about what I could tell y'all, what I could tell you more about myself. Well, I haven't mentioned this, but I'll tell the story. I'm going to start off with the kind of environment I lived in as a child and a teenager. Okay, first of all, I had a great mother. I've told y'all that before. And my father was a very stern man. He didn't show any kind of affection. Yeah, that's just how he was. I know he loved me in his own way, but he was an older dad when I came along. When I was born, my dad was 46 and turning 47 the next month. Okay, so I had an older father. And my mother was 27 when I was born. Yeah, so there was a big age gap. They both grew up during the Depression. My mother was born in 1923. So as a child, well, not like a baby, but, you know, everything, the stock market crashed in 29, and the stories of history, you know how it was. My dad, on the other hand, he was born in 1904. Can you believe that? every time I think back on the year he was born, I went like, well, no wonder he was like he was. I mean, barely had automobiles back then, right? They still had horses and buggies and carriages back then. Anyway, so my dad was born, and he saw a lot of hard times. I know he did. And he was a very tight man with his money, as many people in the Depression were. Okay, and I understand that. I mean, look what we're going through. It's not the Depression yet, but you know what? I don't know what lies ahead. None of us do. But I know our economy is really, really unstable. I really don't see how people do it nowadays with a family to feed. I really don't, because it's hard just for my husband and myself. Of course, we're on a fixed income, being on Social Security and all, but for children, I mean, they have to eat. Can't just eat anything. They need nutrition. And I know they have food banks and government subsidies and food stamps and whatnot. And if it wasn't for that, I don't really know what would happen to our children. But anyway, I do realize how it must have been for him, for them both. And my mother was a penny pincher too, because my daddy made sure she was, okay? And I saw all this. My sister left home. She was 10 years older than I was. She got married when she was 16. So that meant from the time I was 6 years old on, I was the only child. So it was just my dad, my mom, and myself. I know I'm going a long way around to tell this story, but I want you to get a sense of why it was the way it was when I'm telling the story. So my dad, I had clothes and I had food, but I didn't have extra. I didn't have very many clothes. And what I had, because my mother was on such a budget, and this was after the war. Things were good, they said back then. In the 50s, the war, had ended, and it was like the baby boomers, and industries picked up, and the economy picked up, and there was a chicken in every pot, I guess, or so they said. I don't know, but we had a chicken in our pot. About all we had. Not that my daddy didn't have the money, okay? But, as I said, he was very careful with money because of what he had gone through. At least that's what I think it was. So I had what I had to have, okay? But I didn't have anything extra than what I had to have. Excuse me, folks, my nose. Pardon me, sorry. I had to do that. So, my daddy's opinion was, and I'm sure a lot of people back then felt the same way, I only needed 2 dresses, one to wash and one to wear. Well, yeah, when you're in junior high school and in high school, peer pressure, folks, okay? It was there as it is today. So my mother went out of her way to make sure that I had at least an outfit for every day of the week. But extras, I didn't get it. I didn't get to be in the band because that costs money. I didn't get to be in the pep squad because that costs money. Your outfits, your costumes, uniforms. Sorry, I don't know what you call it. It didn't get to be a twirler because that costs money. I didn't get to do anything that cost any money. If it cost a penny, I didn't do it. My daddy was a bricklayer. okay? He had a new truck, a new vehicle, every 2 years, and he paid cash for it. He would just go down and buy a vehicle. I mean, he was a bricklayer in a union. He made great money. But we lived like paupers. So that is the setting for this story. So when I was in the 11th grade, at school, they had this new class job opportunity training, okay, cosmetology. And I wanted to do that so much, but the kits cost. You had to buy a kit, okay? Money. I knew it wasn't gonna happen. But I came home and I talked to my mother, and she was always the one that was rooting for me, on my side, trying to make life better for me. And I guess that's why I was so close to my mother. She was like, if I hadn't had my mother, I don't know what I would have done, my folks. It'd have been bad for me as a young girl. But anyway, I wanted to do this so bad. It was an in-school program, and it took up, you got credits for it, and it took up like three periods in either in the morning or the afternoon. But you had to buy this kit. And I can remember how much that kit was. It was $39, and I don't know if it's $39.99 or $39 or $39.50. It was $39 something. And I suppose back then that was a lot of money. But otherwise, that's all I needed. I didn't need any uniforms. That's all I needed. Well, somehow my mother talked my daddy into agreeing to that. And I got to be in the cosmetology program at high school. It was Smiley High School in Houston, Texas. Look at that, I made a boo-boo. Smiley High School in Houston, Texas, back in 1967. Well, I got the kit, my friends, and I got to enroll in that. And I loved it. Well, I never got to do anything else in school. Of course I loved it. And I made more friends, and it was just great. And I loved doing that, okay? Uh-oh. I'll check that in a minute. Anyway, I loved doing that. And I went through it was 1967, and then it was a whole school year. And then next year in 1968, it was a whole school year. And when I graduated, the instructor there, boy, that thing is noisy, sorry. The instructor there took the whole class, helped us apply for a license, do all the things. You had to go to it was not just a written test, but you had to actually, the skills, you had to show you had the skills, like the manicuring and the hair, and not just a written test, but also what am I trying to say? I don't know, but you had to do both, you had to pass both the things. So we got to go to Austin, Texas as a group, spent overnight, did all the stuff, passed everything, and I got my cosmetology license. So, yay. And came back home, graduated high school the next week or something. It was right there at graduation. And graduated, and of course I had my first husband, and we were in love, and we had to get married. And so I got married in June after I graduated at the end of May. Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to go into all the stuff, but anyway, I didn't go right to work as a cosmetologist. So, but I still had my license, and I kept them up. So when my youngest son was 2 years old, and that would make my oldest son 6 years old, My oldest son was in school, in kindergarten or first grade. And I got a babysitter for part-time, and I went to work as a cosmetologist. And so, yeah, I liked it. And it was great, but that's really not what I wanted to do. I only went into it because, number one, I could. It's the only thing I got to do in high school. And number two, I was interested in it. And number three, number three went with number one. It didn't cost a lot of money, so my dad let me do it. But I only worked for a few years, and I didn't really care. It was okay. I'm not saying it wasn't. But it wasn't my passion. My passion was to be a nurse. So I ended up, once my youngest son was in school all day, along with my oldest son, they were in school. When they went to public school, there wasn't all this homeschooling back then. It was years ago. Well, my youngest one will be 51 in August, and my oldest one will be 55 in October. So that is how long ago it was, my friends. So I did learn how to cut hair, and of course, coloring hair. Things have changed. I have no idea how to do that now. I just don't know. Not even interested in doing that anymore. But that's how I became a cosmetologist. But it wasn't my dream profession. But I got through high school with one set of clothes to wear each day of the week, and I'm sure I am not the only one out there. Leave me a comment if y'all went through the same kind of thing. I know people are not like everybody rich, but if my daddy could just go pay cash for everything, he didn't have no credit. He didn't have credit because he didn't believe in credit. So, I mean, that's the way I was raised up. So, my friends, I just wanted actually just to come on here and do a little chat with you and welcome my new people, my new Yarny friends that subscribe to me, and show you my project of the day. I wanted to show you my hook of the day, and the reason I had to rip out, I forgot to put 2 double crochets there in the corner, if you can see that. Sometimes, folks, when I get to talking, I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. I was really getting into that story. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys that. And my dad passed away in 1985. He was 83. He passed away with pneumonia. And my mom passed away in 1996 with multiple organ failure. Yeah. So, I hope y'all have your parents. I hope y'all are blessed to still have your parents. It is a blessing. And I hope you do. And I hope you spend as much time with your parents as you can. Because time goes by fast, my friends. It's already February 2024. I could say the same thing with my children. They have their own lives, and they're too busy to mess with me. I know that. I was there, right? I mean, I understand. But one day it'll be too late. When they realize it, it will be too late. But I don't love them any less, and I do understand because I was there, my friends. My friends, put your hands up here. I thought about that story when I was in there in the bathroom blow drying my hair. I said, I bet not very many people know that story. I'm not even sure my husband knows that story. I might have told him, but it's not something I want to go to or go back to or even participate in. But at the time, it meant a lot to me that I got to do that. So, friends, my story's over. My story's over. It's a wrap. And I will catch you next time. Have a great Sunday afternoon or whenever you're seeing this. And, okay, friends, come back to see me real soon. And if you like my content, please subscribe. Okay, later, my friends. God loves you, and I definitely do too.